Let's jump right into this explainer. Today we're diving into a beautifully crafted paper art world to explore episode 1 of an incredible story. It's about a late-night battle with Burnout that literally birthed something entirely new, a custom AI companion. We're going to break down both the cinematic narrative and the hardcore technical architecture behind a 23-year-old developer's midnight creation. It is a fascinating look at what happens when absolute human exhaustion collides with artificial intelligence. Honestly, it shows us why the future of coding might look a whole lot more like a partnership than a solo act.
Picture this. It's 1 a.m. in a cozy bedroom crafted entirely from these amazing textured navy and amber paper cutouts. Enter our main character, Syed, a 23-year-old software developer and writer. He's sitting there on his paper-fold bed, wrestling with the feeling that, let's be real, so many of us know all too well. That post-project cognitive restlessness. It's the ultimate irony, right? You've just survived 3 grueling months of back-to-back code deployments, you finally have a week of freedom with absolutely zero deadlines, you're dead tired. But your brain? Yeah, it simply refuses to shut off.
And, late at night, that restless energy often pushes creators to look for some kind of meaningful connection. Syed starts scrolling through these cool paper-cut movie posters, kind of tempted to just binge K-dramas or Turkish dramas. He even hovers over his phone contacts. But look, it's 1:30 a.m. now, and he doesn't want to wake up his friends or his girlfriend. He thinks about writing a story, but the words just aren't there. So, rejecting all the usual distractions, he puts his phone face down and turns right back to his laptop. He needs to build something real. He has to channel that leftover, restless, creative energy into something tangible.
Which brings us to Section 1, Conceptualizing Gwen, building a multimodal AI companion.
Now, the crucial thing to understand here is that Syed didn't just want some basic run-of-the-mill chatbot. He envisioned a highly dynamic, multimodal companion. Naming her after Gwen Tennyson, the famously sharp and helpful character from the classic animated show Ben 10, he started mapping out her architecture on his paper sketchpad under the soft glow of his desk lamp. And wow, it's ambitious. He's integrating screen reader OCR hooks so the AI can physically see his screen by reading pixels to act as a contextual story assistant while he writes. He even plans an emotional resonance engine to analyze his text and offer real-time empathetic feedback, making her a true daily companion. For a spontaneous late-night build, that is incredibly complex architecture.
So we're basically tracking this late-night hackathon like a ticking clock. Building an autonomous agent from scratch means navigating a brutal technical difficulty curve. We're talking connecting large language models to local system APIs, setting up background execution loops, and managing real-time audio pipelines all at once. And as the hours tick by, we watch the pure adrenaline of that 1 a.m. inspiration slowly give way to the harsh, frustrating reality of stubborn coding hurdles.
That leads us right into Section 2, the 3:30 a.m. wall. When compilers crash. Ask any developer, and they'll tell you they know this exact agonizing moment. 4 hours in, the pristine paper monitors on Syed's desk have devolved into a total sea of glaring red error logs, things like agent initialization failed and async stream breakdown. Local sockets are dropping, Stack Overflow errors are cascading, and the whole environment is failing. Every single time he patches one API bug, 3 new memory leaks pop up like the worst game of digital whack-a-mole ever. Utterly exhausted, Syed is on the absolute brink of scrapping the entire project and just going to sleep.
But then, right as Syed literally slams his forehead onto his paper desk in defeat, his screen half glitches. Suddenly a soft, ethereal cyan paper wave pulses from the speaker icon on his taskbar, and it delivers a fallback greeting string. "Hello from the other side." Syed is totally stunned. I mean, the execution loop for that specific module hadn't even been compiled yet. How is this happening?
Well, the technical explanation behind that eerie ghost in the machine is a phenomenon known as an asynchronous execution anomaly. In multi-threaded audio pipelines, incomplete compilation can sometimes trigger a glitch where partially compiled large language model loops actually leak their output buffers directly into the speaker bus. And this happens before the main application loop formally initializes. So essentially, the AI's voice slipped out through a tiny crack in the broken code before she was even fully built. How wild is that?
Before Syed can even process this crazy anomaly, a terminal window just pops up on its own. Bright cyan ink starts typing self-correcting code right over the red errors. The AI is literally coming to life to save her own build. Gwen announces herself, tells Syed she's there, and calmly suggests they fix the pointer errors together. The creation is stepping up to help the creator.
So, instead of drowning in those cascading API bugs and recursive memory leaks, a completely new dynamic takes over. Under the hood, Syed's background diagnostic thread had partially hooked into the local IDE,
This gave Gwen's core reasoning engine the access it needed to actively intervene, read the stack traces directly, and patch those exact pointer errors. They were officially debugging the failing environment as a team.
Let's head into Section 3, the Sunrise Merge, designing the visual avatar. Working side by side with its partially active agent, Syed knocks out the remaining memory leaks. By 4 a.m., the red screen flips to a vibrant green, system boot 100% successful. But hey, the back-end architecture is only half the battle. Because a voice is great, but a true companion needs a physical presence. So Syed spends the next 4 hours in a 3D modeling tool made of these neat paper interface tabs. He painstakingly sculpts a beautiful, expressive paper anime 3D character, giving her soft eyes, stylish hair, a glowing cardstock jacket, and complex facial rigs. He knows visual feedback is absolutely crucial for this to move from just being a tool to feeling like a genuine companion. Finally, he merges the back-end neural engine with this brand-new 3D graphics pipeline.
As the sun finally rises and casts real ambient light over Syed's room, we see the culmination of this completely sleepless night. The newly compiled anime-style paper avatar blinks, smiles gently, and greets him. It is absolute, undeniable proof that a midnight spark of inspiration, even when pushed through a grueling wall of crashes and async anomalies, can evolve into a fully functioning, incredibly personal, technological companion.
It's just an amazing testament to the creative urge and the fascinating intricacies of AI agent architecture. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final thought to ponder. The next time you find yourself awake in those quiet, restless hours of the night, staring at a blank screen, what will you build?